These days, new game releases come with a lot of hype surrounding them, basically because they want to get you excited enough to buy the game, but the problem is they don't always live up to the hype. I'm glad to say that Rage 2 is not one of those games. Rage 2 is the id Software and Avalanche love child that is packed with so much great stuff that I found it hard to stop playing long enough for me to do this review. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet so I can get back to playing, as there's still a lot that I haven't unlocked yet. When you start the game, you pick whether you're going to play as a male or female character. You pick up your handgun and trusty wing stick and go out to defend your town from attack from the Authority, the game's main villains. This intro mission lasts for around 20 to 30 minutes, and at the end of the mission you get a Doom-like ranger suit and can pretty much go off and do whatever you want, wherever you want. And that's the beauty of this game. They literally let you do whatever you want to do. And I'm not even going to speak a lot about the story in this video because, to be honest, it doesn't really have much of a story, just enough to hold it all together. But that's one of the biggest strengths of the game. They're basically giving you a huge playground, some very violent toys, and telling you to go off and have fun. Now, be warned, you will get completely destroyed if you try taking on a group of enemies that are too high level for you before you have a chance to upgrade your weapons and abilities, as I found out very quickly. But the choice is still there, and so far I've been able to backtrack out of sticky situations I found myself into, obviously after I got tired of dying over and over again. Now let me talk about the game's biggest strengths, the gunplay. The gunplay feels very over the top, but in a very good way. It actually reminded me a lot of the gunplay from 2016's Doom remake. Fast paced, very violent, body parts flying when you shoot off limbs, a very satisfying pop when you get a headshot kill. All the weapons feel very meaty, very powerful, even the pistol. And the game encourages you to get close to the action by introducing a combo system. That's right, a combo system in a first-person shooter. You see, one of the abilities you have in the game is called Overdrive. When this ability is activated, it turns the screen purple and makes your weapons a lot more powerful, allowing you to run around brutalizing your enemies, and with some weapons literally turning them into mush. Before you can activate Overdrive, you first have to build up a kill combo, so it makes you want to get deep into the action. I found myself doing some things that would usually be suicidal in most other shooters, but the developers even thought of this too. You see, in this game there's a resource called Feltrite. This resource can be used for upgrades, but it's also used to restore small portions of your health. And every time you kill an enemy, they drop a few tubes of Feltrite. So you actually need to get close to them to pick them up and keep you in the fight. The gunfights are intense, and on a few occasions I found myself having to take a break after a shootout because of the levels of madness I faced in battle. The goon squad are batshit crazy. They'll use baseball bats to knock grenades in your direction. If you throw a grenade directly at them, the crazy bastards will try to catch it and let it explode in their hands. There are other enemies that have invisibility tech and will just appear from nowhere to attack you. Then you've got mutants whose only mission is to completely mess you up. Another thing I love is the attention to detail and how they've basically said, you know what, this will be entertaining, let's put it in the game. Oh, I know, we want to give the game an old school feel, so why not put a talking car like Kit from Knight Rider?
Walker, I'm too hot!
They've even got a van that drives around the wasteland with a little tune playing as if it's an ice cream van that sells you ammunition for your weapons.
I am Garcia the Gregarious.
I don't remember a lot about the first Rage, but what I do remember was an activity called Mutant Bash TV. It was the best part of the original game, and it's made a return for the sequel, and man, it's nuttier than squirrel shit. Mutant Bash is basically the game's horde mode in the form of a TV show. You go into a number of kill rooms where hordes of mutants will rush you and try to rip you to pieces, and you basically have to survive. Some of the mutants will drop coins that you pick up, which can be used to buy ammo, items and weapon skins from the store before you exit the studio. Another activity is Chascar Derby. where you race against other NPCs from the wasteland. Unlike in the first game, this is purely a single player experience, so you can't race against your friends, but I've got no problem with that at all. The only thing I didn't like was controlling the car in the race with the keyboard and mouse. It felt awkward, and after losing about 6 or 7 times, I had enough and just switched to my Xbox One controller just for the race. Other activities involve bounty hunting, and you can pick up these bounty missions from the notice boards when you visit towns. Bandit dens, and you can check the difficulty level before you start, so you can decide if you want to tackle it now or wait until you're more powerful and have better weapons and abilities. Or you can pick missions up just from talking to random NPCs. Another activity is attacking one of the vehicle convoys that roam the wasteland. Now, when you complete one of these convoys, you also unlock auto parts that can be used to upgrade your vehicle. You pick up new weapons and abilities from arcs, which can be found around the map. Each arc has a similar setup. You kill your way through a bunch of enemies and then use the focus from your ranger suit to open it. And once inside, you grab your weapon or ability. Now, before leaving the arc, you'll get to test it out in a virtual reality simulation covering the different ways it can be used. With weapons, this usually involves how it's used in hipfire, aiming down the sights, and in overdrive. For abilities, it's more a case of the different ways it can be used. For example, with the slam ability, you're shown the level of damage for if you're doing it from the ground and if you're doing it from a great height. As soon as you leave the arc, a fresh supply of enemies arrive for you to kill, so you can test it on enemies that will actually fight back. As for vehicles, if it's functional, you can drive it, and I know there are some flying vehicles that I haven't unlocked yet. You can drive a vehicle into town and then it becomes available in your garage. Anything in your garage can be spawned at your location as long as you're not too close to where you left it, and everything you use can be upgraded. That's weapons, abilities and vehicles. That's the beauty of the way they've done this game. They haven't focused on the story, but every time you complete a mission, side mission or activity, you'll earn cash or felt trite for your upgrades, or you'll find loot boxes in the location. Don't worry, they're not the paid kind. Now, as you may have realized from everything I've said so far in this video, I'm really enjoying the game, but that doesn't mean I haven't had some annoying issues with it. The game will randomly crash after usually about 30 minutes of gameplay, but the most I managed to get is just over an hour. There are a couple of audio bugs as well. When going into the Chaz car, I came across an NPC that just started talking, and when I tried to chat to them, they would just start talking again, the same lines, but over the lines they were already saying.
Nobody touches the trunk. Only car.
On one mission, the NPC's audio just got cut completely, so now I play with subtitles just in case. But the bug that's really pissed me off the most was when doing the Eden Space Center mission. When I died trying to get into the Space Center, I was respawned at Dr. Kavas's lab on the other side of the map, and then I had to make my way back to the mission every time. This really did piss me off. The motorbikes are ridiculously hard to control with the keyboard, which makes them pretty much useless. One more thing that annoyed me has nothing to do with the game, but with the game launcher. You see, the copy I bought was activated on the Bethesda game launcher, not Steam, and it has no achievements for the game. Bethesda, please sort it out. Now, the gameplay issues can be fixed with a patch, so I won't really hold this against them, and apart from these issues, Rage 2 is one of the best games I've played so far this year. I think the reason for this is because they focus so much on creating a fun experience for the player. Yes, I do love a game with a story. I got completely hooked on God of War last year, and now I'm patiently waiting for The Last of Us 2. But sometimes all I want to do is blow shit up and have fun while doing it, and this makes Rage 2 the perfect game for that. Now, I'm not going to give this game a score out of 10, All I'm gonna say is if you love shooters, you need to buy this game. I've left some links in the description for if you want to buy the game, but if you're still not convinced, check out the gameplay videos I uploaded earlier so you can see footage from a non-industry player so you know the levels of fun that you can be having. Remember, if you enjoyed the video, please click the like button as it really does help me out, and if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you never miss one of my videos. Thanks for watching.